Now, a number of families in the Malamulele area of Limpopo are pleading with government to issue them with identity documents. Many of the families arrived in South Africa as refugees from Mozambique in the 1960s and 70s.
Now, they say their children have notices of birth instead of birth certificates, and as a result, they can't get IDs. Newzroom Afrika's Pelane Phakgadi has the story.
Warfare in Mozambique in the 1980s prompted thousands to flee to South Africa to seek refuge. In modern-day South Africa, many of them stay here in Malamulele, Limpopo. A number of them have non-citizen IDs issued to them, but their children are suffering. They have written their matric, but cannot obtain IDs. They feel punished because their parents fled for safety.
This is very bad because I studied. It's very hard to get this. But it's very painful when I'm not allowed to study further. I once tried to get help from the Home Affairs. My parents are both dead. I was raised by a single grandmother. So they said they can't help me just because I don't have anything to prove that I'm a South African. I only have a birth card, but they said it's useless.
Yeah, and your parents, they've been trying to get assistance. They have non-citizens, some of them, IDs. Just take us through the story behind how your family is unable to get you an ID.
My family is unable to help me because my mom died, and I don't know where even my dad is. So my grandmother is the only person who has a non-citizen ID. So they're telling me that they won't help me because my mother is not even here. She's dead. How am I going to wake her up so she can help me with this? Practically, I'm being punished for the fact that my parents died not having these documents they were supposed to have.
When we go to the Home Affairs, they tell us that my mother got there with the IDs. And when we go there, they tell us that they want exemptions. When they bring out the exemptions, they told us those exemptions have to be sent to Pretoria. Since then, those exemptions are not yet back. Yeah, so that's why. And so I'm not going to school. I'm at home, and I need to go to the university because it's not good staying at home without doing anything. And you know that you have passed matric.
They want my mother's exemption. That's why I won't apply for ID. Yeah.
And why hasn't your mother been able to get an exemption? Because you tell me that they applied together with their father at the same time in 1998, but still she's yet to get the exemption.
When my father's exemption came back with my mother's exemption, but my mother's exemption was clipped with a letter saying that they must get married. After that, they get married. Then they took those documents in and back to Pretoria. Even now, it is not yet back.
This is Sarah Sitole, born in Mozambique, but arrived in South Africa fearing for her life in the 1980s. She has her non-citizen ID, but her child cannot get a birth certificate.
The problem is that I have a certificate. The Home Affairs very pastor and the certificate ID Mozambique. Yo na deni kana yo. Mara lava kwan ni va edisise va tekina mapasi va kulu. Se lava mbirhi va ha ri vatsonga va hava certificate.
The Home Affairs Department has noted the concerns and says it will work on the community's challenges.
The plea here is clear. The Home Affairs Department should assist the hundreds of families in the Malamulele area get IDs and allow those who passed matric to further their studies or gain employment, including grant benefits present here in South Africa. If they cannot be helped by the department, all they are asking is that at the very least they be pointed in the right direction. For Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405, I'm Pelane Phakgadi in Malamulele, Limpopo.